My wife started acting like a roommate and shows no interest in our marriage. She goes out with her friends a lot, but makes excuses for any advice I give to improve our relationship. I told her I will file for a divorce, and she is calling me manipulative and an a-hole for blindsiding her like that. Am I wrong here? I, 35M, have been married to my wife, 37F, for 7 years, and we were together another 3 before that. We had a daughter, 5F. On the outside, our marriage appears to be perfect. She and I own a nice house with a good school district, have a great kid, and both work full-time. Her job requires her to do some travel and wants her in the office 3 days a week. My job does not pay as well, but I work completely remote and spend a lot of time taking my daughter to soccer or doctor's appointments, as well as keeping up around the house. Before anyone asks, this is not a weight gain issue. I am active and fit, and my wife is the same. For the past 4 or so years, my wife has shown basically no interest in our marriage and acts more like my roommate than partner. We have basically no romance or intimacy. When I say intimacy, I know some people will jump to physical one, but to me, intimacy means acting like a couple. Hand-holding, kisses, cuddling, and obviously sleeping together. None of those are really things my wife wants to do and makes it painfully obvious that she isn't interested. Before she and I were very much an amazing couple. My wife also shows no interest in my life. She has forgotten important events like our anniversary and my birthday. Our last anniversary, she said she needed to cancel the dinner plans I made for the 2 of us because she had to work late on a Friday and travel for work the following week. I brought this up to my therapist, who suggested couples therapy and is willing to give some recommendations. I brought this up to my wife, who immediately shut it down, saying there's nothing wrong with me, I don't need therapy. I have made multiple suggestions to her for how we can possibly improve our relationship. Family vacation? Our daughter won't appreciate it. I don't see what 5-year-old wouldn't want to go to the beach for a couple days, but maybe I'm wrong. A romantic getaway for just her and I? No, I'm too busy at work. Or can't we just spend time together at home? Taking our daughter on a bike ride and going out to lunch on a weekend. I want to just relax. So, I gave up trying to initiate anything with her and recently began looking for an out. I watched my parents in a failing marriage for a decade and don't want to put my child through that. I talked to a lawyer and got papers ready and can buy a condo in town to keep our daughter in the same school district with her friends, since I can't afford our house by myself. I recently confronted my wife when our daughter was at a play date. I told her that I am seriously considering leaving her since I feel as though I don't matter to her and our relationship is never a priority to her. I told her I have an exit plan, and if she doesn't make changes by the new year, I'm going to file for divorce and full custody. She and I got into a big fight where she basically told me I was manipulative and an asshole for blindsiding her like that. I told her that none of this would be an issue if she cared about us, or at least pretended to. I told her I don't want our daughter to see how unhealthy our relationship is. All of this happened yesterday. So Reddit, am I wrong for what I said to my wife and our argument after? Edit, I have brought up my concerns about our marriage to her multiple times. Things usually improve for a short while but are quickly back to the status quo in a week or 2. Relevant comments. She is having an affair. She isn't going out with her friends twice a week and neglecting you. Opie, it's possible she's having an affair, but she does actually go out with her friends a lot. They usually go out and get dinners once a week. Either that or she's meeting the guy at these restaurants. Personally, I don't believe that since I have friends in the area too, and someone might see her. Comment. Your wife has checked out of the marriage and is probably just shocked that you still care about anything and demand to be anything other than roommates. It's one of 3 things. She's fallen out of love but is sticking around for your kid/financial reasons. 2, she's defined herself as asexual and has no requirements for intimacy. Or 3, she's been using her nights out with the girls as cover for having an affair, hence the complete lack of care/intimacy as she's getting it elsewhere. Opie, I guess all 3 of those are possible. The first would make sense because she makes way more than I do. The second one is probably what I'm hoping for. It would be the least painful. The third one is probably my worst case, and I really don't want it to be what is happening. I've spent 10 years with her, and having it thrown away like that is the most depressing thing I can imagine. Comment. First of all, you never tell someone you are going to take their child from them. Of course, she reacted the way she did. I need way more context to make a decision. How often does she work? What does she do for a living? How much does she contribute to the household compared to you? It sounds like your wife is completely burnt out, and all your suggestions sound like spending a bunch of money. Opie, she and I both work 5 days a week. She is in the office 3 and remote every Wednesday and Friday. Income is roughly 60-40 with her making the majority. She manages to find money and time to spend going out with friends. Update. Hi everyone. First of all, thank you for all of your replies and messages. I received a ton and haven't been able to reply to them all. It has been a crazy couple of weeks, unfortunately. My marriage is over, and after talking to my wife, I realize it has been for a long time. The day after my post, I began the divorce process with my lawyer. Everyone who said I was an asshole for saying I was going to get full custody, that is true. I was angry, frustrated, and said something I shouldn't have. We are going to split custody, with me having the weekdays and my wife having weekends. That said, everyone who said she was cheating, congratulations, you were right. She has been for around 4 years now, which is about the time she started withdrawing from our marriage. She has been cheating with this coworker because she felt like she was not attractive after having a child, and I was busy with work and childcare. More recently, she has begun to develop feelings for him and was considering leaving me for him, which she is now free to do. When I gave her the ultimatum, she was surprised that I was considering leaving her and thought I knew about her affair at the time. We sat our daughter down and explained that we are splitting up, but we both love her more than anything. My daughter was understandably upset and is having a tough time. I am looking into therapy options for my daughter and told her that she can always tell me how she is feeling. This is the hardest part of everything so far. My wife and I are going to be geographically close. I'm going to be moving into a condo in early January, and my wife is going to move in with her coworker about 15 minutes away. With the sale of our house, I will be able to pay off a large portion of my new home. According to the lawyer, we can have everything wrapped up by New Year's if it goes smoothly, but with the holidays, I'll be happy with early January. In the meantime, I'm going to start rebuilding my life. I did not get married with the intention of getting divorced, but here we are. I am going to work on myself and my relationship with my daughter, starting with a vacation. I'm going to surprise her with a trip to Disney this winter. It will be expensive, but I really want to make her happy and create some happy memories. I'm going to miss her on weekends. Maybe one day I'll explain this all to her when she is an appropriate age, and we can talk about it more. In the meantime, I am going to work on myself and try to be the best version of me that I can. I don't know what the future holds, but I guess I'll know eventually. Final update. Hi everyone. I figured I would give one final update. My divorce has been finalized and I feel exhausted and relieved. I am looking forward to starting the next chapter of my life. This was the longest close to 6 months of my life, and I'm happy it's over. I do feel a little empty, but that will pass eventually. My ex-wife dragged parts of it out more than needed, which was very frustrating. She ended up finding her own place, which she was not happy about. She is also pregnant, but neither of those are my problem. I have primary custody of our daughter. I get most weeknights and most weekends, plus travel. She and I are both doing well and adjusting to things a little bit. I'm working on myself still and think I have a long way to go. She is talking at a therapist who is helping her work through her emotions, and I tried to make the holidays special for her. I want to thank those of you who recommended support subreddits for infidelity. Reading a lot about similar situations has given me perspective on my situation. If anyone is going through a similar struggle, I understand what you're going through and hope you find the strength to do what you need to do. Relevant comments. I thought ex-wife was moving in with her affair partner. Do you know what happened? It might affect your kid's relationship with her mom. Opie. He wasn't super interested in raising a kid from the sounds of it. Comment. Wait, he got her pregnant and left her? LMAO. She's reaping what she sowed, so you focus on your little one and your life. Opie. Well, presumably him, but I don't know and I don't care. Divorce proceedings had just wrapped up when I heard about it. But yeah, focusing on my daughter and myself is the plan.